Inner peace. What is it? How do you know if you got it? Is it different levels? How do I understand it? What do I think about this topic of peace? Hello, improvers. Justin Winstead, the Improver Coach, coming to you. I hope this message finds you doing great, and I hope that you're about to do even a little bit better. Hey, I was watching Kung Fu Panda, the fourth one. Gosh, man, they keep rolling them out. Kung Fu Panda 4 rolled out recently, and my family and I were sitting there, we were watching this, and Poe, who's being voiced over by Jack Black. I mean, it's just so funny. It's such a neat theme with the way that they have the movie. And there's a line where Master Shifu is telling him about inner peace. He needs to find inner peace so he can go do his mission. And Poe is trying to get inner peace. So he's sitting outside under the Japanese blossom tree, and he's meditating, and he's going, inner peace, dinner, please.
Dinner, please. Dinner with peas in a sesame soy glaze. This is not working at all.
So, like, the whole thing just, he kind of got off track so quickly, and I laughed at it because I'm like, man, this is the way that we are. If you're a leader, if you're an entrepreneur or some type of other business owner or manager, you know what I'm talking about here. You know that you need peace. You're trying to accomplish whatever you feel like your mission or purpose is in life, but as you try to like get peace, it's a little bit vague about what is it anyway, and how do I attain it, and I really don't have time to meditate, and even if I did, it's too hard because I'm getting distracted and interrupted. And so inner peace can be a challenge, but here's the thing: you're never going to be able to lead and perform beyond what your level of peace is. And if you want to have higher levels of performance and leadership, you want to increase sales, you want to increase your influence, you need to be able to increase the amount of peace in your life. Unless, of course, you're already at 100% peace. If you are already completely at peace in every area of your life, then you probably are already meeting your potential in this area. And so keep on doing what you're doing. In fact, would you send me a message or comment below on how you achieve that perfect peace? But for the rest of us out there who are still trying to improve, we got to work on this a little bit. And what I want to encourage you to do is to think about the contributors to your peace, and what are the detractors as it relates to your inner peace. And so, do you have calm in your mind and in your spirit? Do you feel like there's chaos and internal conflict, or is there a certain amount of solace that you can take, hope that you have about the future, and a general wellness inside and with your being? That's what we're after here. And you may not think that this is that important, and it may feel a little bit too soft or mushy, for some of you. But here's the deal: you've been here before. Like, if you are in sales, you've had a thing where you got in an argument with your significant other, or the kids frustrated you, or something else happened. You got a speeding ticket on the way to the office, and it upsets you, and you're lacking peace, but yet you're trying to get on and make sales calls. Like, there's just a disconnect there. It becomes really, really difficult to try to have that same energy and positivity that you need to close the sale whenever this other stuff's rolling around on your mind. Now, some of you are decent at compartmentalizing, but even then, you're still carrying this with you. And the same thing is true, especially if you're in leadership. I mean, when your team sees you come in, day out a certain way, but then one day you're lacking peace for whatever reason, they take note of that, and it can impact your leadership in an unhealthy way if you're not aware of it and if you don't know how to navigate it. But to be an effective leader, you really want to have as much peace as possible. Because if you're healthy, if you're at peace, now you've got bandwidth that you can share with others, and you can help them increase their level of peace. So here at Improver Group, we have partnered up with the people over at Giant Worldwide, and we use a tool called the Peace Index, or the Peace Index Assessment. And essentially what this is this is a model that's also an online tool where you can go and take an assessment that measures the amount of peace in your life. Kind of like going to the doctor and them doing the blood pressure cuff and like, man, how healthy is your heart beating right now? How healthy is your blood pressure? They check your pulse, they check your temperature. That's what the Peace Index will do for you. Is it's going to say, hey, in your spirit, how healthy are things right now? And the way the report works is it's really factoring in 5 key categories, and these are the major contributors and players in your internal peace. And so, real quickly, we'll run through those. So, the first big factor as it relates to your peace is your purpose. And for a lot of us, if we feel like we're not achieving our purpose in life, everything else, even if it's going well, we have this inner turmoil. We feel like, man, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not in my sweet spot. I don't feel like I'm aligned with my talents and with my passions. And so you need to know, like, how at peace are you and how satisfied are you as it relates to your purpose. People like me, if I don't feel like I'm living out my purpose in life, it really upsets things. The second one is physical health. And for a lot of you, you're like, yeah, I care about my purpose, but man, getting my exercise, my nutrition, feeling well, my health is the number one indicator on how much peace I have, is how healthy am I feeling right now. And some of us, if we have health issues, man, that really will drag down our peace score. Provision, man, this is a huge one. Like, do you feel like you've got the income, the savings? How are you feeling about money in your life? Do you feel like, aside from the finances, are your other needs being provided for? Has something gone on where, the house is burned down or got hit by, a tornado or something? That's a different kind of provision equation. But do you feel like that your needs are being met and that you're being provided for? If you don't feel good in the provision level, that can create pressure and stress as well. Then what about people? People probably are the greatest lever of peace in our lives, because our inner peace sometimes is affected by what's happening in the outer peace world. And as we know, our culture and our climate is so full of conflict and chaos, and man, it's just there's just a lot of things going on, a lot of strife, a lot of things that could negatively impact us. And if the people that we care about and that are in our circles of influence, if we're not in a healthy spot with them, that outer conflict can create inner conflict. But if the people in our life feel strong and healthy and positive, and we are happy with our relationships, our inner peace will usually increase. And then lastly is your place. And your place, of course, is where you are geographically. It may be your country, your state, or city. Are you in the right place there? But it could be that you're in the right city, but you're in the wrong neighborhood. Maybe you're officing at the wrong place. Maybe your place of employment or your current career situation is not the right place for you. And if you're struggling with that, that's going to drag down your peace. And so here's the deal. You can look at all 5 of these areas, and to the level that you are healthy on each one of these categories, that's going to increase your peace. And to the extent that you are deficient in these, this is dragging down your overall peace. And as we said earlier, if your peace is down, so is your performance, so is your productivity, so is your positivity. So you will lose income, you will lose influence and impact when you are not well, when you don't have that inner peace. So what do you do about it? Well, the first thing I would encourage you to do is to do the Peace Index assessment. You can access that for free at improvergroup.com. Improvergroup.com, right across the top, you'll see Peace Index. You click it, open it up, and go in. It takes just a few minutes. The results are confidential. No one is going to be looking at that on our end. This is just for your own information and your own review. And you can take that multiple times. So if you see an area of your peace index that you're like, oh yeah, I really need to give some attention to these areas of my provision or my purpose, work on those areas and go back and take it again. And you'll be surprised that you kind of lose sometimes where you forget where you were before. But when you take this assessment again, you're like, oh, I increased by 6 percentage points or 10 percentage points, and you still aren't at 100. And so there's still a gap there, but you're able to look at the gains that you've made and say, man, I still got some getting better to do, but look at what's good right now. I'm growing and I'm making progress, which is the point. And so after you take your peace index and you begin to work on it, you retake it, chart your progress. And if you increase your peace, I think you're going to see that you're enjoying life better and that you are more of the person that you want to be and that you're called to be. And I will close with this. I realize that not everybody that watches and listens to this content follows the Christian faith. But I do think that Jesus is the Prince of Peace, and that if you really want to have feel whole on the inside and feel really complete and at peace, you have to have a relationship with him. And I would encourage you to seek that out. If I can help you more broadly with peace in general and just answer questions or give encouragement, reach out to me, comment, send me a message. Let's get in touch. And if I can help you with that last piece there about your faith and achieving peace through that, that would be a great joy as well. But improvers, you stay good, keep getting better. Until the next video.